So hey guys, this is the international fan reaction for that awful defeat to our arch rivals Albion 3-2. We've got 10 countries, 12 people. What can I say? You're just going to have to watch it, aren't you? And then leave your comments below. If you want to jump to a particular person or country, there will be chapters in the description box below that you can do that. But without any further ado, let's go around the world.
Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you may be. It's Adhil from Parma here. So we've all been waiting for this moment for 9 years, way too long. We played good in the first half and awful in the second one, but today I'd like to focus on the team and on the penalties. I know you're all gonna hate me for this, and Dave is probably gonna kick me out. But I'd like to say I'm not even that mad. Of course, I'm disappointed by the team and by the referee, but 2 goals out of 3 came from a penalty, and it's way easier to score in this way, and it's not easy to save a penalty. And I'm, yes, disappointed by the referee because the second one, foul from Cody, it was inside the box and actually was a penalty, but the first one was just a stupid and silly foul from Bowley outside the box. But the referee decided penalty anyway. And still not an excuse for our awful second half. And I'd like to say head up and on to the next one, as I always do, but at this point I do not even know. We're going down and it's not getting any better. Of course we're not relegation bound as West Bromwich, but still we're going down, and honestly we need to stop to concede so many goals. But yeah, at this point I do not even know. We're 14th position, which is pretty bad, and we're facing, I think we're facing Chelsea away on the 27th, yeah, which is a Wednesday, 6 p.m, and probably I will be walking, so 60% I will not be able to watch the match, which at this point I do not even know if it's a bad or a good thing. But yeah, that's my reaction, and this is my honest reaction, so that's why I said Dave is gonna probably kick me out, because I'm not that mad as the others. But let's see what happens in the next one, facing Chelsea away. So bye guys.
Hi Dave, what a disappointment day, and a derby day. Nothing to say about this game. Of course, Fabio Silva scored his first Premier League match goal, and Willy Bowley is returned back with an assist and a goal. Nice play, and we need a striker and a finisher like Raul. We need. Thank you.
Hey Dave from New York Wolves here. Sitting down for this one. It's cloudy, cold, rainy and miserable outside, and certainly feels that way inside. I think a lot of us were concerned about this match given how we've been playing recently, and sure enough, the nightmare scenario unfolded. I think this needs to be a real wake-up call to everyone at Wolves. Yes, there's a ton of mitigating factors about players being sold, injuries, the pandemic, no fans, questionable VAR calls today. Gibbs virtually caught the ball, and some of my friends said the Bowley foul was outside the box. But you know what? We just got to start winning some games, and I don't care how we do it. We got to do it, and that's on Nuno to do. There's so much you could say, and I know I try to keep these to 2 minutes, but this could be 2 hours. Brilliant for Silva to get his first goal. So excited there. He had some, He's still not the finished article. One goal doesn't make him the finished article, but it was great for him to get that confidence boost. I think he did some nice link-up play, get the equaliser in the Black Country derby. We go in at half-time, 2-1 up, and you're thinking, we were joking like, oh, we want 5 to match the last one, and boom, first 10 minutes of the second half, just like against Brighton, we throw it away and we're losing, and we can't find a way back in. Did have a few chances. I think we dominated in corners, but it's fine margins. I think I've said this before. It's, that little bit of quality, that little bit of luck, that little bit of something to just score more goals than the other team. That's all that matters at this point. We're 10 points clear of relegation, so you got to think that should be okay, and we shouldn't be pulled into a fight. But like Dan from New York said on our Zoom during the match, where's our next win coming from? You're not sure you can actually see it. So there's a lot of work to be done, and I think I'm not one to press panic stations, but you got to think, hey, we need to do something here. We can't just keep limping along, blaming injuries and COVID and no fans. We got to find a way. I don't think we'll get relegated. I think we're good enough and we're clear enough to be okay, but we got to do it. So crappy weekend now. Thanks for ruining my, it's a long weekend here, Martin Luther King Day on Monday. So thank you, Wolves, for ruining a 3-day weekend. But, Chorley are up next. I will leave it at that. See you guys.
Wolves 2, Baggies 3. God, that hurts to say. What the hell was that? I didn't think it was a penalty, the first one, but I'm not going to moan about that. I also thought that was a blatant handball inside the box. If that was a VAR decision against Wolves, I'm pretty sure that would be handball every time. Going in at half-time, 2-1 up. Finally Silva gets on the score sheet. You would expect at half-time it would go on and bloody well win that pretty convincingly. Instead, we come out and just didn't play very well at all. Second half, we didn't create a chance. I don't think we had a shot on target in the second half. Very, very disappointing. Very, very poor performance. We should have set up shop as well, I thought. From the first place, we should have been more aggressive against a team that's almost bottom of the league. And we don't put the likes of Gibbs-White on or Vinny on to be a bit more aggressive. I thought that was a bit of a mistake. Too little, too late. Not good enough at all. And you have to ask yourself, where do you go from here? Almost bottom of the league. Rubbish. Terrible. I really hope that Nuno's got his thinking cap on. We know there's no transfers coming in during this January window, so it's looking pretty bleak. Very, 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 very disappointed. Always Wolves.
Hello Dave, Wolves fans, Brian from Thailand. Well, the game's just finished and we lost. Don't ask me. Something's gone wrong at Wolves. The last couple of seasons we played well in Europe, challenged for Europe again last season, but for some reason it's just gone downhill this season. Apart from the injuries, nothing seems to happen. You can see Nuno sitting on his bench, and he looks confused as anybody. So what must be going through his mind, I don't know. But you've got to stick with him. You can't, not at the moment. Stick with him because he will turn it round. But they scored 3, we scored 2. So that's about the end of it. In reality, we didn't really. When we went behind, we didn't pepper their goal with anything. We had a lot of possession, first half and the second half, but 2 penalties, probably right. But I thought we should have had a penalty when Gibbs handballed it. But it's just gone downhill, and it's disappointing. But what do we do? Restart again next week. I know it's the cup game, but never mind. Take care, guys.
Amy, international fan reaction from a quite sunny Wolverhampton today. This is the day after the Albion match, so I've had time to reflect on what was quite a hard loss to take. Lots of emotions. Really felt not going yesterday after we'd waited for so long, and we just really wanted the boys to win. I thought it was a game of two halves, the latter half not being great at all, which resulted in the inevitable of what happened. But enough of the negativity. I think this is a time where everyone needs to really pull together, and even though we can't be there, show that we are behind Nuno and the boys, and just really will them on to just forget what's happened over the last few games. We've got points on the board, and we can just hopefully get a few wins under our belt and just continue to grow as a team. I do still think we do need to look at getting a striker in this transfer window, just for the experience up front. I think the rest of the team, and especially now Bolly's back in the defence, the rest will fall into line again when he's match fit. But because we don't know when Podence is going to be back, or Jimenez for that matter, I do really think we need something up front. But it's happened. It's really disappointing. It's gutting. But let's just hope we can beat the Albion at the Hawthorns in May and possibly relegate them to get payback for a few occasions now. But up the Wolves, you know, if anyone players watching this, then we're behind you all the way.
Okay, so it's the morning after the day before. I needed, like I suspect other people, some time to really digest that. I didn't want to be too impulsive in what I said immediately after the game, because I wasn't in a fit state to do so. I'm a bit more reflected now. And I've started to really focus a bit towards the fact that we might have to look in isolation here and say that we were actually fitted up by Varda there, arrogantly. Yeah, really. That first penalty's outside the box. Now, it's so borderline. If they can prove it's inside the box, it doesn't look it. But I tell you what, they didn't take much time analysing it, did they? It looked outside to me. It really did. It looked outside to me. The handball by Gibbs. I mean, there's no question. It's a handball. He probably didn't deliberately mean to do it, but he did touch his hands. It did change the direction of the ball. It wasn't a goal-scoring situation, 1 metre from goal. And VAR didn't spend much time looking at it. We've been fitted up on both occasions. No complaints about the second penalty. I mean, that's ridiculous by Cody. He can't do that. Generally, the performance at times wasn't that bad. But after West Brom scored the third goal, that was game over. Absolute game over. We're never coming back to it. Horrendous miss by Catroni. I said many times after the chance, he's missed. He's missed. He's missed that. How's he missed that? The body language really worries me. The victim mentality on the field really worries me. We're not in a relegation battle yet, but if we do get in one, you have to question whether that we have the stomach and guts to get out of it.
Hi guys, Paul here from Spanish Wolves. Very disappointing afternoon. It's all gone wrong, hasn't it? Four at the back clearly not working. Ideal opportunity tonight or this afternoon for whoever to come in at right back and push Semedo forward, but of course we had Adama back, so I suppose that negated that option. I thought Neto did very well, but the lad's looking more and more frustrated by game. I don't know. I'm not blaming any individual. It is what it is at the moment. We're going through a very bad patch, but you got to remind yourself that have we built for youth too early? My opinion is yes. We've concentrated on bringing in young players when potentially we needed mature players who knew how to hold themselves and how to play good football. That's what we did when Nuno came in, although we had the odd youngster come in and they were pushed to the background for future development. We need experience in the team. It's great to see the young lads, and I'm not knocking their effort, but we're in a bit of a hole at the moment. I'm sure that we will come out of it, unlike a lot of supporters on social media at the moment. So on to the next game. Take care, guys.
Dave, hi guys, Andy here from Montreux in Switzerland. Disappointing result today. Being pragmatic, I thought that Semedo, Neves, Adama linked up well, and I thought Adama had some excellent runs. I thought Neto played really well, wherever he was. He always plays well. I thought it was good to have Bolly back, even if he did give away a penalty. I thought that Nouri played well when he came on. And I think it's a positive that Fabio has scored his first goal. Now, against all that, putting it in context, we're not scoring and we are letting goals in. And I think the difference today was 2 stupid fouls, which some people will say should not have been given as penalties. But I think the Cody one was a penalty. I think if he didn't catch him with his foot, he caught him with his left foot, he caught him with his right. And I think the other one, it's questionable whether it was in or just out of the box, but on balance, it shouldn't have happened, the one that Bolly caused. So I think we've got to tighten up in defence, and I think we need to add somebody still at the front in attack. And if the investment doesn't go in, then I don't think we can hold Nuno responsible. I think we need a bigger squad if we're going to be successful in the Premier League, and I hope that we get to achieve that. Clearly we need to get players back from injury to make a meaningful impact in the Premier League going forwards, but I do see some light at the end of the tunnel, and it takes a while to pull it all together, and I don't think that it's an easy time for anyone. I think it's a difficult time due to COVID for Nuno. His family are not there. He's got no one to go home to at night, and we all need someone to talk to. So benefit the doubt, and hopefully it will all start to come together, and being positive, we'll get a win the next time round.
Hey, Dave, Wolfman Jeff here in the office in Alabama. And the word for today, Dave, is embarrassing. Today was not a good match. Well, we had moments. First half, we started off really poor. But then we turned it around and we came alive quite well. I was quite excited at the half because the way we responded. The second half, Dave, that was just dreadful. Defensively is the thing I'm most upset about. There's a lot of other areas where it just seems like we just were not playing like Wolves. And this is not just today. This has been a little bit ongoing. So I'm very concerned on our defense. We had Bali, we had Saiss, we had Cody and Kilman available. And we have we have 4 in the back, and we should have had our back 3. We had the players for it. Nuno made a change when he pulled off Neves. I think at that time he should have put in Nouri at that time, and then that way we had all in the back. I know he's trying to do this 4 in the back now. We have had, 12 matches without clean sheets? And today's performance, I have lost confidence in having 4 at the back. Frustrated with Nuno about not wanting to change. Also frustrated with Fosun because I keep hearing that they don't want to sign anyone in January. And I know we've got injuries, but I just right now hearing those 2 things just makes you concerned that we're not going to turn the ship around. We probably will, but it's really a distraught message. Today's match mattered more than most. And at the first half, it looked like our players had the message. And then the second half, it's like they just thought it was like, some kind of intramural game. Very frustrated, disappointed, and Dave embarrassed. This is Wolfman Jeff coming at you.
Hello, Dave and everyone. This is Matt from Berlin. After Wolves got spanked in the Black Country Derby, probably the lowest ebb of a pretty bad season. I don't think we need to go too much into the game because it is the same as every week. Can't defend set pieces, can't score goals.
poor in both boxes, no aggression in both boxes, terrible decision making, terrible tactics, no second half performance. Yeah, rinse and repeat. I said last week that I could probably give my match report from the Everton game to the West Brom game, and it's exactly the same. I think the bigger issues now are, where do we go from here? What is coming next? I mean, we're not going to go down, I don't think. Luckily we had a decent run at the beginning of the season. We need to win 3 or 4 games, draw a few more, and we'll be safe. But the bigger picture is, like, what is the direction of this football club going in? You know, we have bought players in the summer for the future, without strengthening the first team, so the risk of us being depleted this season was always going to be there. We seem to buy players for a system we no longer play. We bought for a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, and we're still playing 4 at the back. That's on Nuno. He hasn't got the players to do the system, and he's stubbornly sticking with it. So what does he do next game? He has to go 3 at the back. Otherwise, we're going to keep conceding goals. 9 games in a row conceding first is just not good enough, especially when we don't score enough at the other end. We're always going to lose games. Make no mistake, this is the biggest challenge of Nuno's career at Wolves. You know, he needs to get a win at Chorley. I mean, come on now, how serendipitous. And I think that's representative of Wolves, right? I mean, we're a boom or bust club. We are either brilliant or we're terrible. We'll either finish 7th, semi-finals of cups and quarter-finals of Europe, or we'll drop through the leagues. The idea that we could be a mid-table team for a few years and, you know, just be comfortable, it's not what we do. We will either do really well or we'll drop like a stone. That's just how Wolves are. And so I hope this isn't the beginning of the end for the Wolves Premiership era, but it absolutely could be. I mean, that's just how we operate as a club. I thought we were different with Fosun and Nuno, and I still have that hope. But as any Wolves fan who's over the age of 30 will tell you, the bad days are never that far behind. I really hope that's not the case with this, but the next few games will be pivotal to see where the future of this club go. Speak soon.
Once again, thanks to everyone for contributing. Not easy to send contributions when you're completely peed off, shall we say. So I really appreciate the guys taking the time to send it out. That's what it's all about. Whether we win, lose or draw, whatever happens, you got to put your feelings out there. So yeah, leave your comments and your thoughts. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. And everyone, if you are subscribed, please hit the bell. Until the next one, I'm Dazzling Dave. Let's hope things pick up. Always Wolves.